What's up, everybody? This is Garza, your favorite realtor right here in South Florida. In today's video, we're going to be going and looking and talking about condo living in Lake Worth Beach, Florida. If you are not familiar with Florida, we do have a lot of condo living here. Some of them are 55 and older. Some of them are all ages. Most have an association that's attached to it. And with the association, you also have a lot of rules and regulations that have to be followed. So today, I want to tell you all about condo living, specifically to the city of Lake Worth Beach. We're going to be driving around a little bit, showing you some of the aspects of this amazing city and what it has to offer. Right now, I'm driving through the city that is just north of Lake Worth Beach, which is West Palm Beach and South Palm Beach. I am on the east side of this city, going down Dixie. So let me turn my camera around and show you exactly what this looks like. Okay, so here we are. We're driving down Dixie. Dixie is not along the ocean side, but it's very close to it. And right now we're going through the city of West Palm Beach. So as you can see, today is a Thursday afternoon. It's about 2 o'clock. Traffic's not so bad. And down this road, Dixie, you have a lot of different businesses and things that it has to offer here. These buildings and homes around this specific area, some of them are historic, built back in the 1920s. So a lot of it is aged. It's not very modern looking here, but there are so many different stores here. Not a lot of commercial franchise types of businesses, but instead small businesses, privately owned, and things like that. So whenever you're looking for anything, I mean specific custom built furniture or different boutiques for clothing, Dixie is definitely the street you want to hit. But here we are, we're coming more closer to the city of Lake Worth Beach, and as you can see, as I was saying, there's different businesses here and things that you can shop for. And also the streets in Lake Worth Beach are numbered, so you have, you know, 2nd Ave, 4th Ave, 3rd Ave. It's all by number. A lot of the streets are one ways as you get closer to the beach. And I also want to drive through some of the streets to show you what some of the real estate looks like here. So let's get to it. Okay, so here we are. This is the downtown Lake Worth area. Different restaurants, bars. They even have art theater that they have shows here, an Irish bar, Dave's Last Resort bar. That's very popular down here. It's a beautiful day to kind of view this area of this city, which is great. I'm so happy because we've been getting so much rain. So I'm glad to see that I'm able to show you this city in this amazing weather like this one. And up ahead is the bridge that I was talking about, where you have to cross to get over to the ocean side. Okay, so far, if you want to know more about Lake Worth Beach and all the information that I have to give about living in this city, especially in condo living, definitely hit that subscribe button and ring that bell so that you're notified every time I post a new video, which is weekly. Call us, text us, email us, do whatever it takes to get a hold of us. We want to help you when you're thinking about relocating to anywhere in South Florida. We post videos about this area every single week, so definitely look forward to hearing from you. Okay, so let me go through some of the areas in this city. Okay, so Lake Worth definitely has homes just like those that are a little older. It's got small condo living like this building here, and then it's got some larger homes like this one. So this is one part of Lake Worth Beach. And here we have a park, which you can come and hang out, bring the kiddos to play, which is Bryant Park on the south side, and enjoy the intercoastal views, which is great. Beautiful park here. And then up ahead, you also have luxurious mansions, large homes like this one. So as you can see, there's lots of different living in this city, but let's head on over to the ocean side. I have to wait for the bridge to go back down. If I catch it, I'll show you guys exactly what that looks like when you have to wait for the bridge to go down so that you can cross over to past the intercoastal side and over to the ocean side. So let's head over there. Okay, so the bridge was already down by the time I came back, but I still wanted to show you exactly what that looks like and what this view is. So here we are in the month of September, Lake Worth Beach, crossing the bridge to get over to the ocean side. Check this out. So that's the intercoastal there, and right over there is the ocean. Isn't it beautiful, guys? South Florida for ya. Okay, so now we've crossed the bridge and we're on the other side. And this is going to be the focus of our video today, which is condo living in Lake Worth Beach. So once you cross the bridge, Lake Worth is more on the west side, and this is considered South Palm Beach. South Palm Beach, and then of course you have Boynton and Lantana on the south side of this area. But everyone utilizes Lake Worth Beach for, you know, their beach days, and that's why I wanted to kind of focus in on these areas. So I'm saying Lake Worth Beach, if you're going to be on the ocean side of things, you're really going to be in either South Palm Beach or the Lantana area. So as you can see, I mean, there's people driving along this road, A1A. It takes you to some beautiful parts just for a day to take a drive and enjoy the view. So let's go ahead and let me tell you a little bit more about living in this part of town. All right, guys, so I found my destination on exactly where I want to be when talking to you all about condo living in Lake Worth Beach, South Palm Beach, and Lantana areas, or throughout the South Florida living areas. Okay, so condo living is very different from your single family, from your townhomes, things like that. They do have certain things that you really need to think about. So the first thing I want to start with is elevation. So when you're looking in a condo building at different levels of that specific building, the first story compared to the highest top story is very different at those different levels, those different floors. So especially if you have outdoor patios and things like that, when you're looking in a condo, in a high rise especially, you want to think about that. So if you want to keep patio furniture outside, a grill, things like that, most of the time you will have to bring that in during rainstorms, during strong wind days. Those are things you want to think about. And speaking of wind, if you're outside, the wind will be a lot stronger with the higher elevation that you go to when living in a condo. And speaking of wind, this wind is driving my hair crazy, so please excuse me if I keep moving it out of my face or away from me. But I mean, look at this view, guys. This view is breathtaking. It is definitely something that if you could live oceanside in a condo, everything I'm going to talk about this video, whether it's a pro or a con, definitely makes this all worth it. Okay, so another thing you need to think about when it comes to pricing in a condo, of course, elevation. Most of the time, ground floor and top floor will be more expensive. First floor because of convenience, you know, you don't have to climb stairs, go up an elevator, anything like that. And as far as the top floor, of course, because that's likely going to have the best views. You don't have anyone living above you, and you know, for different reasons. So thinking about that when buying a condo is price point. Where exactly do you want to be? Where can you be? What kind of things do you want to pay for? Is it the view? Are you going to be oceanfront, intercoastal front, things like that, city views? Those will change the prices when it comes to purchasing a condo in South Florida. Okay, next is reserves. What is that? When buying a condo, of course, you have association fees. Some buildings will also require you to pay what's called a capital contribution up front when purchasing a home. So the day of closing, part of your breakdown with expenses and closing costs will be a capital contribution to that association. And with that, most of the time it goes towards reserves or towards a maintenance account that a condo building will have. And so knowing what those fees go to and what a condo building has for reserves is super important. And I mean, those are their finances. So having and knowing things like that is important. Asking those questions. So when shopping with a real estate agent like myself, you will, throughout the process, one of the things you will ask for is the budget for that specific condo and take a look at it. If you're financing, your lender will look at that. It's got to be at a certain percentage to then get approved for financing. And if you're paying cash, you still want to see that because you want to know the strength of the finances with that specific association and that condo. Because along with the fees that you pay on a monthly basis or quarterly basis, sometimes fees are quarterly and they're broken up into a monthly total. You'll also want to know what they have in reserves, because if things like the common areas need to be fixed, you know, the roof, I don't think most cover ACs, but in case they do, major ticket items like that, you want to know, are they going to assess you as a homeowner for those repairs, or do they have that in the budget, in the reserves, to where they don't have to assess the homeowners for those major fixes? So that's definitely a big one that you want to think about and ask those questions when shopping for a condo. Okay, and talking about fees, that's my next topic, is what are the association fees and exactly what does that cover? For the most part, most of them do cover for insurance on the building. And you know, here in Florida, insurances are changing on a yearly basis and they tend to increase. So you want to know, you know, how often do these fees increase? Where have they been the last couple of years? If it's a small increase yearly, then I feel like that doesn't really, you know, take a huge effect with homeowners. But if you find that the fees continuously go up in large amounts, then that's something that you really want to think about when purchasing that specific condo. And of course, with those fees, what else is included? What kind of amenities are you looking at? You know, if you're one that, with condo living, remember, you don't exactly have yard space and a whole lot of privacy. Most do have like balconies and common areas. If you live here, you know, near the ocean, then maybe you have ocean access. Do you have a community pool, a gym, things like that? So knowing what is covered within the fees is super important. So lifestyle definitely takes a toll, and it should be part of your decision when thinking about condo living and what and where you would like to live. Sometimes utilities are included in this, so knowing those things is super important. Okay, so if you're finding this information useful, guys, don't forget, subscribe, ring that bell so you're notified every time I post a new video, which is weekly. Reach out, text us, call us, email us, whatever it takes to get a hold of us. We'd love to hear from you. All right, next on my list is storm protection. Of course, we live in South Florida, where we are definitely known for the hurricane season, which we are in part of that now. We're in the month of September, and it's from June through the month of November. So knowing what kind of storm protection you have. Do you have accordion shutters? Those are the ones that kind of slide and you just lock them from inside. Seem to be very convenient. I've gotten some good feedback from other clients. Do you have impact or hurricane impact windows? Most find those convenient because you usually don't have to put anything else over them. You also can double. You can have the impact windows with the accordion shutters, have double protection. Just kind of depending on what insurance policies require you to do or what kind of guarantee or warranty you have on the windows. And then you also have those wonderful panels that you do have to put up and take down every season, or with every storm, should I say. If that's something that you can do, then, you know, go ahead and do that, which I think with a condo would be pretty hard. So I think those first two options would definitely be your best bet. But asking those kinds of things up front and knowing that so that you are best prepared when it comes to living in a condo in South Florida. All right, next on my list is parking. What kind of parking do certain condo buildings offer? Do you have covered parking? Is there a garage attached and owned and deeded to that condo? Is it covered parking? Is it a parking garage? Especially living near the ocean, thinking about what kind of parking is available and what kind of parking for that specific condo is important, because living near the ocean does cause things like salt buildup and things like that with your car. And with that buildup, if you don't cover it up or have some kind of protection like a garage or covered parking, can be a big deal. That's another maintenance thing you would have to do on a weekly basis, is wash off that salt. So knowing that up front and knowing exactly what you're looking for, so that when you communicate your needs and wants to your real estate agent, you already have that determined on exactly what kind you need and want, so that we don't take you to things that you aren't really interested in or really won't work for you. So parking situations, do you have assigned parking spaces if a covered parking is not something required or a big deal to you? So those kinds of things. How many parking spots? Is there a certain amount of vehicles that are allowed or allotted per owner, per unit? Most have, no commercial vehicles are allowed to be parked, or they have to be covered. Maybe each unit you're only allowed 2 vehicles. Things like that are important questions to ask. Next on my list is storage. What kind of storage is available for you when living in a condo? Sometimes you'll have a specific storage assigned to each unit, or sometimes if you have a garage allowed in that specific condo. Those, if you have a lot of things like bikes, and maybe you're one that likes to canoe and do a lot of outdoor activities, you're going to need somewhere to store these items. A lot of condos have rules and regulations against storing on your patio. You're not allowed to do that. So thinking about storage, if it doesn't have, closet space and things like that inside the condo, you're definitely going to want to know what kind of storage is allotted and allowed and available to you in this specific property. All right, and last but not least, if you are near the ocean and you have maybe that condo has access to the beach, I think you definitely want to check that out and figure out the rules and what kind of beach access is it. Do they have outside showers, or do you have to run up to your place with sand all over your feet to then wash that off? Finding out little details like that, because if you are going to be living in this condo full time, those little things will make a big difference. Who has access? How do you, because most public beaches, this one happens to be public right behind me, so there's different people walking up and down the beach. But when it comes to condo living, and specifically to Lake Worth, there are people that do walk up and down that beach. So, how much access is given, what is it like at night, things like that. Also, you'll want to know what kind of amenities are given with the beach access. Do you have beach chairs available to, of course, the residents only? Those are not usually given to the public. Do you have to reserve them? Knowing things like that will kind of determine if that's the specific building you want to be in or property you want to purchase and have that access to. So definitely asking those questions. All right, guys, so let me tell you a little bit about the market when it came to condos near the Lake Worth Beach area. When I was doing my research, I was looking at prices, and the prices ranged anywhere from $98,000 all the way to about $1.2 million. And these were condo buildings that were mixed with all age buildings and 55 plus. What I've noticed being a real estate agent here in South Florida is that your 55 plus communities usually are a little lower in price, but they usually do offer a lot more with your amenities, and that's because the association fees are a little higher as well, as they do maintain and offer a little bit more. There were 29 closed sales in the last 3 months, so people are still buying and selling in the Lake Worth, Lantana, and South Palm Beach areas. All right, guys, don't forget, if you found this information useful, definitely click that subscribe button. Give us a call, shoot us a text message. I don't care, whatever it takes to get a hold of us. We look forward to hearing from you, and I will catch you in the next video. I'm out. Maybe I'll go for a swim, dip my feet in the water. Who knows? It's a little hot. As you can see, my forehead is glistening, but I enjoyed making this video. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.